I just tried carpentry because it seemed interesting and I didn't like doing kitchen work all day. I think I just got more interested in the design of it as I went along, because it doesn't stay interesting to me to just do things by the plans. Right. And okay, I gotta put up another box and then put another roof on it and then people will move in, and it's kind of like I couldn't see myself spending years and years doing that.
Right.
So Errol always did kind of the design. She just worked with whoever was willing.
Necessity has always been why we build.
Right.
Like when we came here, we literally had no shelter.
Yeah.
We had the big barn,
yeah,
and that was it in the trailer. And so it became necessitous to, get a place to live, get some studios up, get to work, and that was just basically box structure, what they call stick construction,
right.
Which the guy who was doing carpentry at the time knew how to do. He'd been trained to do that.
Yeah.
Chaz can figure the mathematics of something. He can figure to build a building this shape of this dining room, or the shape of the log house and how it goes up and how the roof comes down, and he can figure that out, and he'll build models. You're a lot more comfortable and a lot more flexible because he'll build a house that the wind doesn't tear through.
Yeah. Oh, you have to account for all those details. I mean, building in this place, over the 2 years that we've been here, the buildings have changed a lot just from knowing what the rains do and what the wind does and what it means to build on the side of a mountain.
Right.
Makes a big difference.
Right.
You're influenced completely by the land. And improv isn't just improv by the people, but improv by where you're building.
And he is great at that. He understands grades, he understands steepness, he understands pitch, he understands those things.
Huh.
He has a natural ecological point of view, and he has a natural elegance about him. It's just the way he is. So your buildings end up being very lovely, even though they're ecologically sound. In other words, a lot of eco-builders aren't really very aesthetic. They're very, very good at that, but very few are like, wild geniuses at the aesthetics of it. And Chaz has both, so it's very thrilling working with him.
Yeah.
Because sustainability has to be beautiful too.
Yeah.
To make its point. I mean, people in our rural area now come and look at Chaz's buildings.
Right.
And they get the biggest kick out of it. They can't even believe it, that what he's doing.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah. But you look at what's considered artistic, in the world. When people put up the pieces of iron in their own gardens, and it wasn't done to be arty, it was because it felt good, it looked good, it made them feel better. That is where art has to stem from. That's what true art is. The other thing is to impress somebody over there, or because this is indicative of a certain movement and it's so heady that you lose that thing that art is. You connect to another human being because of that kind of beauty, which, especially when you build organically, it's in your body. You understand the beauty of a tree because your primitive cells understand the beauty of a tree. That was shelter then, it's shelter now. Well, I built this cooperatively, and you feel it in the aesthetic, and then the people that come into it are going to become cooperative.
Right. We did that with the log house. We built the log house. We thought we had a great design. We were done. We hadn't put the roof on, but we were like, what in the hell is this? You can't see the mountain. You can't see the sky.
Yeah.
And he said, well, the only way to get that is we'd have to put the damn thing 10 feet in the air. And we both looked at each other and went, oh, well, I guess we goofed. And then we just kind of slept on it. And the next morning I said, I think if you went there, and I started describing, I said, can you do the roof? He said, yeah. Before I even finished it, because he was
Yeah.
right there, he going, oh yeah, that kind of roof, okay,
Yeah.
I'll figure that out.
Yeah, and it's the same in the building. You know, the crews
That's
that
what
I
Oh, yeah.
work with,
about, yeah.
all these guys, and same thing. There's
Yeah.
no script. There's no blueprints.
That's right.
There's an idea for a roof that you're pretty sure will work, and then as you're doing it, you go, uh-oh, we don't know how to do this. And somebody says, hey, how do you do blah, 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 and I think about it. I go, I don't know, you better figure it out.
Yeah. And what comes out of working the way we do is you find each other's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
Like, there's no
You're not going to a
competitive
meeting room.
secrets. The more people here that get involved in the areas they're interested in, love to do, the wilder the place gets.
Yeah.
All of us,
Yeah.
all of us get more alive.
Right.
Yeah. Free.
Because that means you're ultimately going to have a culture where everybody's enjoying what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is the ultimate goal of equilibrium, where, like Wolf said, in the genius potential, where work becomes play.
Yeah.
Keep that with you, and then build a culture from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That
you'll have a
idea.
world that is kick-ass,
Yeah.
and that world will survive.
Yeah.
It will not go down.
If you give people a great place to work in, a great building to work in, a great home to live in, they're going to thrive.
That's right.
And that's the same as the philosophy of Zendik. If you give them a philosophy that gives them room to expand, if you give them religion and politics with room to thrive, then they will, and the buildings should reflect that.
That's right.